Today we are going to talk about blanching and how to carry out this super versatile cooking technique on delicious green vegetables. Whether they be frozen, whether they be fresh, blanching is an amazing technique to get the most flavor, texture, and often some of the most nutritional value out of these delicious greens. This technique works on green beans, broad beans, asparagus. You can even do it on stuff like spinach and broccoli, although there may be better techniques for those, which we'll discuss later. Now, before we jump into this simple technique, I want to answer the question, what even is blanching? Like, honestly, how is it different from boiling? And that's a fair question, and I would basically say that blanching is kind of like boiling, but with a little bit more finesse. You are attempting to just cook the vegetable to the point where it is nice and tender, but still has a little bit of texture to it, whereas boiling sometimes can insinuate cooking something until it's much, much softer, and for a longer period of time. Blanching is essentially much shorter and more precise. Now that definition's covered, let's get cooking.
For our first demonstration, we are going to be featuring green beans, but if you have asparagus or any other fresh green, this technique will work perfectly. Now, in order for these beans to cook evenly, they all need to be more or less the same size, which they're not. So to fix this, I'm going to portion them all into similarly sized pieces so that they cook at the same time. This ensures that you don't end up with large pieces that remain undercooked and smaller pieces don't become mushy. When you're ready to cook, you can fill a pot with water, place it over high heat, and bring it up to a boil. Now we need to add salt to this, and for the most consistent results, I always add the same salt to water ratio. Here I'm adding 20 grams of salt for 2 liters of water, which is exactly a 1% concentration. Now you can adjust this if you prefer more or less salt, but I find this to be an excellent starting point for the majority of foods. Make sure your salt is fully dissolved in the boiling water before you add anything to it, and if you're not going to be eating these veggies immediately, I love to have an ice bath prepared while the food is cooking. I make mine by adding plenty of ice to a large bowl, placing a strainer over it, and filling it with plenty of cold water. I also add a really good pinch of salt to the ice. This does two things. It makes the ice melt faster, which drops the temperature of the ice bath even further, and it also seasons the liquid so that when we're shocking and icing down our foods, we don't dilute away any of that beautiful seasoning from the salt we added to our water. Once everything's set up, you can add all of your greens to the pot and set a timer for 1 minute. After a minute, stop to taste. You're looking for something that is nice and tender, but not crunchy and sort of on the border of being raw. For most small green veggies, 1 to 2 minutes is the sweet spot. Now, as I mentioned before, if you aren't consuming these veggies immediately, I would definitely recommend shocking your veggies. What this entails is scooping them out of the pot and adding them straight to that ice bath that you created earlier. And by keeping things moving for a minute or two, you are going to be cooling your vegetables down completely. This step stops them from overcooking and becoming mushy or brown, which causes them to deteriorate much faster. Prepared in this way, you can add these to the end of a soup or a stew, or add them straight to a salad or a side dish, and they'll hold a ton of their flavor, their color, and their nutritional benefits. Now, to prevent the veggies from becoming soggy at this stage, you can transfer them to a tray lined with paper towels and pat them dry. Now next, we're going to demonstrate the same technique, but with frozen veggies, and it works in exactly the same way. I like doing this for things like frozen peas and frozen broad beans, and they're just like super easy to blanch. Just follow the same steps, you add them to salted boiling water, and you let them cook for 1 to 2 minutes, and taste to see when they're done. If you're using the same ice bath as before and the ice has started melting, be sure to top it up. Water with 3 ice cubes in it is not an ice bath anymore. Now for these smaller items, when they're done cooking, I like to pass them through the same strainer that I'm going to be dunking inside the ice bath. This just makes the process much simpler and easier for me to chill them down. Now, if you are wondering why we use a strainer, this is exactly how much fun you'll be having trying to retrieve little pieces of peas from your ice bath. Plus, you'll also likely miss a small ice cube, which will just make your greens soggy later if you store them like this. Once your peas are cooked and shocked, you can place them on paper towels and you're ready to use them however you wish. And that's what you need to know to blanch pretty much all green vegetables, but there are a few small exceptions.
That was really fun. I just shot my entire outro with no audio. That's so good. So a couple of things which we did not cover. So if you want to blanch any sort of herb, whether that be mint or basil for some sort of herb oil, or spinach for some reason. Now I would much rather saute spinach if I'm going to be eating it straight away, but if you do want to blanch any of these greens, it literally takes like 10 seconds. Like blanch them, ice them, wring them out, that's kind of it. On the subject of larger leaves, so things like cabbage, if you're making cabbage rolls, or like Napa cabbage or something like that. Similar, you want to blanch them for maybe like up to a minute maximum, but do like taste in 30-second increments, just to make sure that you've got things right. What you doing? Trying to eat a pea? And finally, the last thing which I actually wouldn't recommend blanching is broccoli. Now this seems to be quite a common question that came up for people, but I firmly believe that when you blanch broccoli or boil broccoli, just so much water goes inside. It's really not the best technique. Same with Brussels sprouts. So what I would, stop eating peas. So what I would recommend is a completely different technique for something like broccoli, which you can check out by watching this video here. I hope this video brought some value to you. I hope you're now a lot more comfortable in your blanching of vegetables. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. What are you doing? You're trying to get a pea? You're trying to get a pea. Come here, little pest.